Okay, I think I need to give you all some clarity. A little bit of understanding about what I know that basically undercomplicates everything that was done. Okay, so I went on this healing journey, this get to know self journey, right? And I learned all about me. And during the smear campaign and the other things, I learned what all of my triggers are. I learned what parts of me I could work on. I learned what parts of me I had to just accept and live with. And I came to like me. I'm a pretty decent guy. See, human psychology, let me just put it to you this way. Human psychology is not that complicated. It's a bunch of big words over explaining simple truth. It's really not complicated. And once you realize that each part of human psychology carries over to each place that each individual set themselves. So you got the criminal mind, you got the witchy ones, you got the movie stars, you got the pops, the singers, you got the just average people that love suburbia. Like you've got all of those dynamics, but it all follows the same psychoanalysis. So once you learn a baseline of human psychology and then you start learning the power of your own psychology, you learn yourself and your own psychology, and that you have the power to change it, that's when you become untouchable. That's when nobody can put you in a box or classify you as anything, because I have found a way to keep growing, keep moving, keep adapting, keep evolving. Plus, I don't really like societal norms. I don't really like trends, so I don't do that. It's pretty much period. I learned to think for myself. I like to think for myself. So during the smear campaign, they chose to attack every single thing that has ever triggered me ever. Didn't matter where the trigger came from. It didn't matter about anything. I mean, they put it all over the internet in their headlines. They sent all the corresponding energies. They did a ton of things that were just off the wall. Let's attack this person into oblivion until he loses his mind or goes ahead and ends his own life or goes crazy or whatever. Well, I didn't do that. I took that opportunity as, well, I took it as, I'm grateful for this, because now I get a deep look at myself through the eyes of other people, and now I get to take that introspective look. Now I get to pay attention to all of me, every part of me, every ounce of me, everything that triggers me. I get to accept things and work on things. I get to get better, which means that the person, to me, in an investigative standpoint, this to me means that the person who orchestrated the smear campaign knew me intimately, knew intimate details of me. They were close to me. They were feeding all this information to these people. Oh, this will definitely get him. Oh, I remember when his childhood trauma was kicking in, this was happening. That means it was family that did this. It was family that orchestrated the whole thing, because they knew intimate details from every area of my life. So during this smear campaign, I had to face intimate details. All the things that would trigger some sort of pain or negative emotion from my entire life, which means it was from somebody who was there. That's not complicated. That's simple. That's math. They were there. They saw it. I knew these people weren't real psychics. They were those Ponzi scheme tarot readers. So there was no way they would have known all that unless somebody was feeding them the information. The real psychics, the real ones, like me, we are not concerned with reading into somebody's entire life just to irritate them. These people were being fed information and making money to put it out there. They were using social media and streaming services to do this. And they were getting all the super chats, and they were getting all the TikTok gifts, and they were getting direct deposits for readings when they weren't doing any readings. It was kind of that thing. It was a Ponzi scheme, and all these people were getting paid by a specific source, to attack the entire time. This is not complicated. And human psychology dictates that humans suck. But that's just the truth of the matter. So, all of these people took this money to attack me with intimate details of my life, claiming to be psychic. But somebody fed them all of that information over the course of years. And eventually, instead of folding and breaking and bending and letting my own psychological profile collapse, I decided to do something different. Training program. I'm going to be unshakable. I'm going to face everything. I'm going to deal with everything. I'm going to deal with all these energies. I'm going to learn everything about all of them and all of their tactics. I'm going to get their playbook and make myself stronger simultaneously. That's what I'm going to do. So, I did that in silence. And I fed into these energies a little bit. Like I fed into it so that I could feel it, I could embody it, I could understand it. I fed back just enough to let them know they were having an effect. Meanwhile, they were my personal case study. So I got everything. And I've had almost all the bad in the entire world happen to me, because that's who my family is. So the smear campaign was another Tuesday at the office. There was another couple crappy years. It was no real big deal. I was kind of doing whatever, and I was feeding into it. I was never a bad guy, so I wasn't worried about legal repercussions on me. And yes, they did orchestrate some situations in my city with some other individuals, which for now will remain nameless. But the fact of the matter is, the criminal mind is not complicated. It's a bunch of stupid people that attack people because that's what makes them feel good. That is not complicated. It's a bunch of people who go around testing and blah, 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 bolstering up, and I'm more powerful than you. And they cause physical harm, and I'm the baddest in the town. But really, I mean, they're the dumbest in the town. So I came out on top because I was the smartest. I outthank everybody. Everybody all at once, but it wasn't that hard. You find the one at the top, you find the mastermind, you outthink them, the game is already done. This is not complicated. It doesn't matter how many there are. You can't compound stupid and make smart. It doesn't work that way. And I went in knowing this. I went in knowing my intelligence, knowing who I am, knowing what I was going to do, and knowing all of this, because this was another day at the office. This was not new. I made the gang stalkers work for me. I did. I'd give them little hints as to where I was going and what I was doing, all so I could continue my own personal investigation. So, yeah, the watchers were being watched. Yeah, the people studying me were being studied. And yeah, I was doing all the work and all the inner work necessary to heal from all this, all simultaneously. And meanwhile, because my story got so popular and nobody ever wanted to listen to my side of it, now the world is watching. You got the attention of the whole world, all on me. All eyes on me. Well, okay. I'm good with it. See, I like me. I love me. I'm not embarrassed of me. I'm not hiding. I'm confident in myself. I'm a happy, decent guy. Like, I do good things for people because it makes me feel good. I don't understand why that's so complicated for dumb people to understand, but it's not. It does something good for me when I do something good for somebody else. It doesn't need to be transactional. I don't necessarily need finances for it. I just do things for the betterment of humanity, for the good of all mankind. And there's more. I was talking to your bosses the entire time, like all the way at the top. We were building a whole new paradigm, a whole new structure for civilization together, collectively. So the whole time the smear campaign was going on, it was really a smokescreen for what was going on behind the scenes, which nobody told anybody about, and even if I did, nobody wanted to listen to. Now that you're seeing results, congratulations, welcome to New Earth. I did this for you and your dumb friends. Have a great day.